And we'll start with Oliver Rowland. You finally got your hands on the trophy. You were able to have your wife and Harper with you here to celebrate, which you didn't have in Berlin. So I've asked you this question many times. How are you feeling now? It's all done and dusted, and there's nothing left to think about apart from that trip to Ibiza.
Yeah, I'm still pretty annoyed about the race, to be honest. I thought I did a really good job up until about lap 12, 13. And then, yeah, obviously the end result wasn't great in the race, so I'm a bit disappointed with myself. But in the grand scheme of things, the championships won over 16 races, so we did a great job. Is it 16? Yeah, I was just checking. But yeah, we did a great job. I think we were consistent throughout the season. We were able to perform at our best when we were capable of winning, and that's what's important. And yeah, obviously very happy to share the podium with my family, and looking forward to a little bit of time off.
Obviously a disappointing end to the season for the team. What is the feeling in the garage right now? Because you were in it for all three and you only came away with one in the end.
Yeah, of course, I think everybody's a bit disappointed, but I think we have to realize the journey we've been on. You know, when I joined back, we finished 9th or 10th in the Constructors or Teams Championship. And we've come on this journey where, you know, last year I finished 4th in the drivers and we're 4th in the teams. This year, 1st in the drivers, 3rd in the teams. Of course, this track didn't seem to suit us for performance. We improved a lot today. I just missed the duels by a fraction. And then honestly, in the race was going quite well. I was able to race well. So they did a great job turning it around, but we knew I had to go for it today because obviously the Jaguars were at the front. We needed to try and score some big points to not lose second. And unfortunately, when you have an element of risk, sometimes there's no reward.
Yeah, just talk us through that incident. It was moving under braking was what you said on the TV broadcast there that meant that you were unable to avoid contact.
Yeah, I mean, we were obviously braking for turn 1. He pushed me towards the inside under braking. I locked up, went deep, and then as I tried to rejoin, he took the line. And honestly, I didn't even see him until it was too late, so I had no chance to react. So, yeah, we'll see what the stewards say afterwards.
How glad are you that you returned to Nissan? Because it feels like you and the team have a real bond, and you feel, I would say, at home in this team.
Yeah, you know, 2 years ago I was in a pretty tough place in my life and racing career, but I managed to come back to a place that I knew from my early years in Formula E, and yeah, they've given me all the tools, they've supported me really well. I've managed to, you know, last year I think the development testing for this year's car really helped me understand what was going on, make some small adjustments in terms of to suit my style. And I think they've done a really great job. So it's a really nice story, actually. We've got a lot of tough competitors here in all these great teams. So, yeah, I'm proud of what we've achieved, but hopefully this is just the beginning.
And since you won the championship, who's reached out to you that maybe you didn't expect to hear from? Because it's been a long journey. It's been 10 years since you won a championship with Formula Renault, and I imagine people have popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, after Berlin, I had hundreds of messages. It took me... In fact, I didn't want to go through them for the first 2 or 3 days. I kind of took my time and went through them and made sure that I responded to everyone properly. So, yeah, it was lots of people. I don't want to single anyone out in particular, but yeah, it was nice for friends, family, people that I haven't seen for years and years to congratulate me, and that was really, really nice.
Finally, I think a lot of people will be tracking the 8:30 flight from, is it Gatwick?
Yeah.
Gatwick to Ibiza tomorrow. I've been looking at what's on in Ibiza this week. Calvin Harris at Ushuaia on Tuesday night. Would that be on the cards?
We were considering that, yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Any other plans while you're in Ibiza? Not that people... I mean,
we have dinner and a club
detail.
up tomorrow night and then a boat day on Tuesday, so it should be nice.
Excellent. Well, you deserved it, and everyone at Nissan will have a great time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Our champion this year, Oliver Rowland with Nissan Formula E. Moving on to Nick Cassidy. Yesterday, I asked you which of your wins for Jaguar TCS Racing was your favourite win. You said yesterday's win. Would you like me to ask you the question again?
Difficult to answer. You know, today was probably I feel like my most dominant or biggest win in Formula E that I've had. I could be up on energy leading the race, which around here I wasn't expecting. Even though it is a tight, small circuit, there is an advantage to be second, third, and looking at last year's races, and I think, you know, as an example, the race 1 last year that Pascal won was really impressive from I think second or third on the grid, being up on energy and making the pace. And that was kind of my fear for today, that the guys starting second, third would be able to do that on me. But my car really was super, and I was able to control it quite well. So it's probably the most relaxed I've been in a racing car in a long time. I felt very, very good with it, and yeah, the race went perfectly.
That's obviously 4 wins from 6 races to end your season, 5 wins from the last 6 races for Jaguar. Obviously, you step away from the team now. What are your emotions? Because I mean, I don't want to use the term roller coaster, but I can't think of a better word. It's been a roller coaster of a season. You know, you were down in, I think 18th with 10 points after 6 races, and now you're 28 points behind Oliver Rowland finishing the season, which is super impressive.
No, cheers. I mean, yeah, it's definitely a roller coaster. I've been very open when talking about performance. But as a driver, you've got to look at yourself as well. So, of course, there are races that I can do a better job. Maybe we didn't have the performance, but there were sometimes some points on the table that we didn't take. For me, the story of the season is that Oliver's been dominant, and it's nothing about the start of my season. He's been the better driver, and I think they've had the better car and team this year, so fully deserved the victory. Also, I must say, Pascal and Porsche's pace this year has been really, really impressive, and we've been able to secure great results in these last few races that have brought us back in the championship. But on pure performance across the season, we for sure had a lot of work to do, and we weren't as good as the 2 guys next to us. So I think we can be proud of at least how we executed the second half of the season.
We saw some great teamwork in qualifying from Mitch to give you the best chance of getting that pole position and 3 points. I was interested to know whether at any point you were thinking in the race missing out on those 3 points would make the difference between not finishing second and third.
I must say I was surprised to have that situation in qualifying. It wasn't spoken about before qualifying. It was only when Pascal was knocked out of the duels that we looked at the first duel lap times and thought, okay, that pole could be possible for me. I wasn't as fast on one lap today. I went backwards a little bit today. I didn't actually change the car. I feel like I probably should have for the different conditions, and wasn't as comfortable, wasn't as quick on one lap. And then, yeah, between Mitch and the team, they supported me. I actually felt really disappointed that the last 2 Jules laps were probably the worst Jules laps I've done in this building. I had a lot of confidence, and I just didn't drive well enough. So I felt bad for the team, considering they put me forward to try to get those 3 points, but tried to do my best to make it up for them in the race. And I mean, Mitch and I, we finished 1-2 on track. I was always trying to support him and keep him second behind me. Not easy with these animals down his neck, but yeah, unfortunately, it didn't quite work out for him.
I think we all heard a lot of Mitch on the team radio on the broadcast. How aware of what he was saying to the team were you while he was feeling frustrated that he maybe wasn't allowed to go past you and try and make up the 5-second penalty he got?
He was definitely allowed to go past me. That was clear. But it's a bit hard to go past me when I'm 13 seconds up the road. The big thing is that there was not a single message to me, which was a bit disappointing, I guess. I, of course, would do anything. It was pretty obvious through the race. I was doing my best to keep him in second, but I was not given any information.
Finally, a word on James Barclay. He also departs the team after this incredibly successful run as the team principal of Jaguar TCS Racing. You've shared, 32 races together? How influential has he been on your success?
Well, being very influential in bringing me to the team. Obviously drove for Envision, a customer of Jaguar TCS Racing, and they have all the data of Envision. We run the more or less an open book with them. They have quite a bit of information, actually, every single detail of what we have. But when I was in that environment, it allowed me to perform in season 9 and them to see what I was doing. And so I'm just thankful that he could, offer me the opportunity to drive for the team, and that's put me in a position in the last 2 years where I can show what I can do, and so I've got to be very thankful for that. Bigger than that, though, is that he's been a massive pillar for this team for 11 seasons, and I'm only 2. So the role that he's played to have Jaguar as a brand in this championship for such a long time is huge. He will be absolutely missed. He'll be absolutely very successful in the future with his new role. and a lot of what he's implemented will continue on the team.
Well, plenty of celebrations ahead. Congratulations again. You've absolutely dominated here in London, and you did say it was your favourite track, and I think it can continue to be. And hopefully it's erased a few of the memories of last year, as we discussed yesterday. Pascal, moving on to you. Since the Drivers' Championship was off the table, you told me very openly in this press conference that it was all about the teams and the Manufacturers' Championship. So as much as you may have missed out on second place in the Drivers' Championship, job done for you, Florian, and the rest of the team?
Yeah, if I'm honest, I would have preferred to be fourth. There's some benefits at the end of the year. Can't tell what I mean, but it is what it is. Well, the target was to win the teams and manufacturer championship, and we have achieved that. And honestly, finishing second or third doesn't change the world to me. So, yeah, big congratulations to the team. They worked really hard, and the last 2 years we've won everything there is to win, and yeah, everyone can be super happy.
We obviously know how Ollie will be celebrating with the team. Can you enlighten us as to how Tag Heuer Porsche and yourself may be celebrating as a team, both maybe tonight or in the next few days or so? Are you going to watch Calvin Harris in Ushuaia on Tuesday night?
Well, the thing is, London is going to run out of beers tonight, so my team really likes a good beer in the evening, so yeah, we need to get everything we can. And then I'm actually busy on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then I'm just looking forward to time off. I will switch off my phone, so Florian, don't try to call me or try to reach me.
I will find you.
I'm not available until end of August. End of September. Still nothing? End of October?
I have a feeling Florian may be in no state to call you in the next couple of days. Florian, I'll bring you into this conversation as a whole. A huge achievement, the first Teams Championship for Tag Heuer Porsche, and also the first ever Manufacturers Champions. How do you feel? How proud are you of the team and the performance you've put in this season?
Yeah, first of all, a really great achievement to bring the Manufacturers World Championship title, the first one in Formula E. It's an official world championship since this year. And the team's title back home to Flacht, Weissach, for Porsche. I think we can all be really proud of what we achieved. And it was a long journey when you see how we evolved in the last years. When I think back, season 8, we finished P7. Then in season 9, P4, last year P2. And this year in the teams taking the World Championship title. Was hard work, a lot of effort, a big journey. But I think we will only realize it later. We enjoy the moment, but what we achieved is amazing. And I'm grateful, thankful to be part of this team. Proud of the two drivers, proud of every single person in the team, at home, in the factory, all the people who supported us on the grandstands here in front of the TVs. A lot of support, and yeah, a big thank you.
A large part of you winning these championships were that both sides of the garage scored triple-figure points this year. How important was it for you that everyone was working harmoniously?
Very important. First of all, we have to say the big thing was the qualifying, where both of the drivers did an amazing job. The crew did an amazing job. I think with 20 duels participations, no team was close to us. From the dual participations, it's Antonio, Pascal, and Ollie, the top three, which was the baseline of the success. And then in the races, the race season, when you see Pascal in Sao Paulo, completely upside down with a big crash, then recovering and fighting us back on this side of the garage. Antonio starting with a podium, but then having been sometimes also unlucky with safety car and in Cheddar with incidents. The story of the season, I would say, quali performance was amazing. We did not collect, due to different reasons, the points we were good for with the quali pace we had. And there we need to work on. There were some things we cannot influence. If you have incidents and DNFs where none of the drivers did a mistake. It's tough to swallow, but this equals out. I'm not complaining about race luck or bad luck. This is racing, that's part of the game. But we had also some points on our side where we left some things on the table in some races where we did not perform as we should. But that's good, because this shows that we have some potential to improve for next year. And these things we will tackle hard immediately starting on Tuesday.
We know, speaking of next year, we know that one half of the garage is staying the same. A lot of speculation about the other half of the garage. When will we have clarification on what that other half of the garage will look like next season?
I'm a guy, I'm more related to facts and not speculating. Therefore, we will tell you about when it's fixed and what will happen, and that's it.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure there's another driver on the grid that enjoys 1 million beers, so hopefully he can maybe join in and celebrate with the powertrain that you use and drink London dry this evening. Congratulations to everyone here.